This meeting to order, show all commissioners present. Please join me with the pledge and the prayer. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My dear God, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to meet. We ask thy Spirit to be with us in all that we do and face. We pray for those that are sick and afflicted and those who are mourning. Pray that you will be with them and pray that you will be with our county, our state, and our nation, and all that we decide and do on terms of thy will. We ask all this in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
agenda.
The thing that we've added, building maintenance superintendent John Hamel, and there any immediate update for some.
Commissioners,
Move to accept it, Mr. Chairman, move to accept the agenda as presented.
been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as stated. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. Minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes for November 18th. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We have a stack of bills to pay.
Motion to approve the bills.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve payment of those bills. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We do have quite a few Title 25 bills.
Yes, we do, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we follow we pay the following payments. Ethel Transportation Assistance in the amount of $1,214.04. Also Fremont County Fremont Counseling Service in the amount of $2,400. Pete Counseling Center in the amount of $4,875. And the Wyoming Behavioral Institute in the amount of $13,572. Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the following payment.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the Title 25 bills as stated in the motion to be paid. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Signature file.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, we have resolution 2025-16, appointment of a special prosecutor. Were we gonna wait for Mike or we're gonna go ahead with this?
I think we can go ahead with it.
Move to approve, this resolution.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2025-16, appointment of a special prosecutor. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, we have resolution number 2025-17, vacating a portion of County Road 509 Deer Creek Road. Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2025-17, vacating portion of County Road 509, Deer Creek Road. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Resolution, Mr. Chairman, we have resolution number 2025-18, establishing County Road 35 to be known as Leesburg Avenue and Mason Drive. Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2025-18, establishing County Road 35 be known as Leesburg Avenue and Mason Drive. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quick claim deed, made between Fremont County and RB Keith Ranch LLC. The grantor vacating a portion of Deer Creek Road on December 2nd, 2025. It was the intention of the grantor through this deed to convey any remaining interest in said portion of Deer Creek Road to grantee. Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the quitclaim deed to RB Keith Ranch LLC on the port. The grantor vacated a portion of Deer Creek Road. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, we have an abatement summary from the assessor, coming out of state lands, coming from the state, I'm sorry, from 2025 Han Family Living Trust, Venezuela Rita, Billy Gary E, Farm Credit Leasing Services, and a total of $24,144 reduction in property value. Move to, oh, we don't need to approve that. And Mr. Chairman, we have Commissioner's record of percentage.
Okay, thank you. Priority meal.
Mr. Chairman, there's none.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I was testifying at the legislature when you guys did the
Okay.
commissioner's schedule for next year for vacations and whatnot, not vacations, holidays and your meeting schedule. So a couple of changes that I see that needs to be made from the last month. So in September, I think we had that we were meeting on the 22nd of September. That's the week of Waco. We don't normally meet that week, so I recommend 1, 15, and 29 of meeting dates. And then in June, we had that the 22nd and 23rd was the public hearing and the adoption of the budget. Actually, it's always the last 2 days. So it's Monday, the 29th and 30th, so we should be meeting all of Tuesdays in June, including the 29th for the public hearing. Oh, and then December. So we are coming along the same problem we had with our meeting here, which we probably should also make a motion on that to adjust your current December meeting. But we're running up against this month. That's why I asked you if you could consider, let's go to that one first. Let me finish this one. So for next year, we're thinking 1, 15, and 29 will help us get our credit card paid on time without having to do any kind of expensive. But it also takes away that Christmas week, so a lot of people might be gone during Christmas week. So if you'd make those changes for the 2026 schedule.
So we need a motion to approve the commissioner's meeting schedule for 2026 as posted.
So moved.
Again,
Been moved and seconded to approve the Fremont County Commissioner schedule meeting dates for 2026. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. So we do need a motion to change
The December, this one,
this year's December meeting dates.
to the 2nd, 9th, and 16th.
To the 16th.
2nd, 9th, and 16th, so instead of the 23rd, it'd be the 16th. And then you'd be off for 2 weeks. And talking to staff, I think we're fine with bills. There's a lot of counties that only pay 1 time a month, so I think we're doing good if we have to pay.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve changes in 2025's December meeting dates to show that we will meet on the 2nd, 9th, and the 16th of this month. Further discussion. All those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay. Okay, public comment, I'll remind everyone that you're limited to 2 minutes. And at that time, you will be asked to step down and make room for the next person in line. Mitch Benson.
Pretty quick. I understand that I was on the agenda for this meeting to present to the county commissioners, and I was removed. So I would like to ask that I be put on the calendar or the agenda for next Tuesday, the 9th, to be able to present county issues that you folks ought to be aware of.
Just so you know, you were never on the agenda. It was brought to us that you wanted to be here and,
I was asked to be here.
so long story short, it was in regards to Buffalo and the wildlife.
No, it's in reference to private property.
I have, okay. Well, we were told it was Buffalo, being classified as livestock. So, that's why you were denied. Okay,
So can I be on the agenda for next day
What's the subject?
in representing precinct 61 in the state committee now? We county landowners have some issues that we would like to address before this board.
okay, we can give you 15 minutes.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Margie.
Chairman, Commissioners, I just wanted to introduce our new IT person, Lance Bishop. He began last Monday, very short period with Kevin, and now he is on his own, but I wanted to introduce him and there you have it.
Well, welcome.
Well, thank you.
Welcome, Lance.
Appreciate
How was your trip here from Idaho?
it. It was interesting.
Not bad.
I ended up hitting a deer at Turtle Munchie.
Oh, no, that's a heck of a start.
Welcome to life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes.
Won't be the first time. Bigger truck, bigger bumper.
Where did you hit it?
Just north of Cody.
Oh,
Oh, that is a bad area.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
But his email is lance.bishop@FremontCounty.wy, so you need to reach out to him, he's all set up with his email.
Okay.
Okay.
With BISHOP?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, welcome.
Won't be first on the list of IT stuff.
You'll be my little.
First page anyway, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Nice meeting you, welcome.
Mr. Chairman, have
Okay,
you met
yes.
John Harmelink, our building?
Yes, sir.
So one outstanding issue is we've just rekeyed all the locks with electronic locks. But there's also a mechanical portion on that. And that's been rekeyed different than our master. So we now have a problem. And we've had a problem with masters anyway. So I would ask that you get with John and start to talk about that conversation, and then we need to get our arms around all the master situation that we have here. But that's pretty high priority just because we don't know what we have. You know, we got people who are walking in and have access, and we need to get our arms around.
I agree. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank good deal.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Karen,
I'm good, thank you.
you good?
Yeah.
Good. Wait for that. John. Morning. think we have.
No. So.
Two different ones,
Yes,
two different subjects.
yes, Wade finally caught up with me on that's the heater out at Road and Bridge.
Oh,
Been out for a year.
Oh, wow.
So, the price to fix it is obviously lower, but I don't know if I'd fix something that's almost 50 years old.
Right.
At the cost of replacement, because he's had to replace a couple of these with smaller units.
so you rather have option two?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, so-
Okay.
Okay,
Because he's, you know, as far as replacing the failed combustion blower motor, that doesn't mean the rest of the units not far behind that. What we found is when you start replacing the major components in these, the parts to these heaters no longer exist.
Makes sense.
When they could, once we approve the bid.
Yeah, he'll order it and put it right in.
Okay.
so Mr. Chairman, John, where's it sit with your budget, your overall budget?
I got a little room left
Okay,
for a minute.
okay, all right. And if, okay,
Commissioners, any other questions?
Mr. Chairman, which one did you, there's the new one,
Option two.
option two, this one here?
Option two.
there's option one and two on that page.
Okay,
Can you see them?
oh, yeah, okay,
Okay, so we're on option two.
okay, just so the proposal on the door, is that different than the?
Yeah,
Different.
well, this is for a furnace. This
Okay,
is,
that was for furniture, yeah, the,
yep,
okay.
any other questions?
So is this? John, is this, twin fire burner, is it bigger than the last one? The
What it is,
shop?
they're two smaller ones. They don't make the big ones anymore
Oh,
because
really?
it runs full length of the shop.
Oh,
They have two in there. The front one's working, the back one's broken. So what they did, because they did this over at Search and Rescue and the other places, is they put two smaller ones in as opposed to the great big one.
okay,
So then they put out about the same amount of heat.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
So, Mr. I think within this budget, since within your budget, then I don't believe we have to make a special motion to this.
No.
I
We're not
just,
going outside.
just, to approve option two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was just a choice, you know, between whether I repair the old one or replace it.
good.
All right. Now, the second one, overhead door.
That's for the handicap openers off the handicap ramp coming into the courts.
through this door.
That one
Up
over
the
there,
ramp.
up the ramp, so that they can access the court area over here,
Okay.
the court side.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah,
the issue has been for some time, so you can wheel your wheelchair up there, but then the door opens out.
Okay,
Okay, and so you can't,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to navigate. It's a real challenge. So this would move the button out onto the rail.
okay,
So we can open it
And then
and
go
be
in.
back from the door. And then we have to put the electrical in. We have to watch that threshold a little bit. It's a little bit tricky there, so we have to do a little bit of work, but that's what this represents.
And so they're quoting two openers for each door, and you could. The inside door normally is, they got it pinned open, but eventually that's probably not gonna be a good idea to have doors open. So this is for two openers, and then the electrical from Fremont Electric to run wiring from underneath the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only
electrical.
access I got for electrical is underneath that slab.
and it'll be the $1,500 extra.
Yeah, and he said he'd probably come in a little less than that. It's hard to say, parts and material and stuff. You can't access that room in any other spot other than the slab underneath it. It's got a hard lid in it. Brick,
So that brings the total up to 10,350.
yes.
Why could not we? I got vertigo today. Yeah. Why couldn't we fund this through capital revolving?
Sorry, I was taking care of, doing some stuff in Mitch. So what project are we doing? Is it
This-
something that is already on the books?
No, this is not already on the books. This is to put a ADA door here. Correct?
Up here in the ramp,
Going
in the
into
courthouse.
court.
Okay.
And the electrical, so the total would be 10,350.
Definitely, we could take the application. You guys can approve it here today, then we can get it to Jim and we can do it that way. Absolutely.
I think that would be.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve this project in the amount of, let's just make it $11,000. Total, to come out of the capital revolving fund.
Second, Mr. Chair.
You moved and seconded to approve the EDA handicap doors going into the courts and in the amount of $11,000 to come out of capital revolving. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And, hiring at the jail. I have an opening.
Oh, okay.
Out for a while.
You have a salary range, John?
Whatever the base range is for, I think it's 39. The base on those.
Wasn't that good?
We rearranged some people,
Oh, okay.
but it,
Jay.
Oh, okay.
so that left me an opening
Okay.
down there. So it's only been Benny down there by himself for
A
a
while.
while.
You want to-
Anybody else have any questions?
This is within the budget.
Yeah, it's position that we're calling.
Yes.
39,300 is for one of the for people that is there now.
39,300.
Yes.
Yeah, now. So we're moving Benny up to Jay's position then? Compensating for that also,
That's
far
what
as-
you know.
Okay,
Benny moving up.
okay.
So what amount are you moving that up to?
What's that?
What amount are you moving up to Jay's position?
I'm
What Jay
not
was
sure
making?
what, no,
Jay was making 47,300.
right, no, I think we were gonna bump him up. But not to that level. Like, would we wanna do a 90-day on that, make sure
So
things are gonna fly?
get the number square and then come back, let's get the numbers right.
Right.
So if you can do that, we can
I
try to slip
never,
you in today.
yeah, I
Just to
never,
let's get all the numbers
right,
square so we have clear communication.
yeah, I didn't know what that number was.
Okay, all right.
I'll figure out what it is.
And then we'll talk. If you can come up those numbers and come back up,
Yes,
we can slip you in here. Come before 10:45. Okay,
right,
thank you.
thank you very much.
Nathan. Oh, wait. Oh, Jim Anderson's. Um. We. Nathan's here.
Right.
Sure. Nathan, are you ready? You're. Sure. Okay, we're like. We're. And. in complete.
He said he was on his way.
This affects transportation planning quite a bit as well, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, if you join us. So. This, I've seen you all a draft of, a draft nuisance regulation with last week.
Got it, I did.
This is just a draft. This has been in the works for a while. I know she's been working on some some way to get a handle on, issues with people doing things in the county right of ways. So the mailbox posts in the right of way or store vehicles, equipment, making changes. I mean, you could probably, what are your problems?
Mainly, the biggest ones, abandoned vehicles, are just parking their junk vehicles on our right of way, haystacks, seen it all.
Well, out on North Second Street, we have a mailbox that's made out of a fire hydrant with a steel pipe running through a piece of fire hose to the mailbox. If someone drives off the road and
It's,
impacts that, that's an issue.
And so, we've been dealing with these things primarily by sending letters. But we have no really a way to enforce it here. Statutes allow the county commissioners to order abate nuisances to take care of these problems. But you have to put a regulation in place first, that process. So, and that's one issue we've been dealing with. Another one that came up was a person has a trailer house and they were pumping their sewage right into a pit behind the house. Again, we kind of lack the ability to take care of that problem. And we have sent multiple letters, and Steve knows more about this situation than I do, but our hands are still tied. And I think they were in a children in that house.
Yep.
So I think the solution there was contact the owner, try to get the water shut. It's just not a very clean way to deal with problems like that. We want to be effective.
Right.
See things that are affecting the public that are a danger. And that's the whole point, is that these are issues that affect everyone in the county. And I know that, regulations aren't the most well received thing in some parts of the world. But I think that we have sometimes that it's necessary for public entities to. Most recently, we've had the problems with Gardens North. And I think that's also, so we incorporated a few things that might be able to help us address those issues as well. When I put this together, I looked at different counties to see what they had. The first 5 or 6 of these items were from Steve and Billy for issues that are having with rights of way. And then some of this other language I borrowed from elsewhere. So it's just a draft at this point. So if you wanted to proceed with this, it would be, should go out for notice of comment for 45 days. About procedure. So in the event that there's some major issue that we should be dealing with, or the county should be dealing with, then either the county transportation supervisor, public health officer, the director, or the county attorney can issue a notice to abate. It'll identify the problem and give them a reasonable amount of time to fix it. I'd like to add language here that copy of that was sent to this board, so you all know what's going on. If they fail to comply, the next step is for this board to hold a hearing and count. And we would have to bring evidence before this board so you can consider it. And whoever is alleged to have caused the problem would have an opportunity to show up and be heard and present their evidence. And if at the end of that hearing, you will decide that there is a nuisance that needs to be taken care of, then you issue an order. And that order gets filed with the district court. Person doesn't like it, they can appeal there. So the state statute lays out this process and empowers counties to take care of nuisances. And this is how it is. And then once you declare a nuisance, then that also creates a civil penalty of $100 a day. So right now we can't find people for causing problems. That's the gist of what's going on here. There are quite a few items that are defined as nuisances, and that's part of the state statute. It requires that the county define what a nuisance is. So it's, people know what not to do.
So what do we do in a case where, say, we find that an abandoned mobile home? Is this kind of specifically spells that out as a mobile home? So if we find an abandoned mobile home that they haven't paid their utilities and it's just falling down around and it may or may not have people in there, or they may be using it for a crash house, if you will. What do we have for language? I mean, is there a way in there that we can remove that structure and pay and have the homeowner pay for it?
Ultimately, I believe that there is authority here. So once you issue the order to abate, they're required to go and do that. And if they don't take care of it, then you can do it. I think that's the difficult part, is trying to recover those costs. We would have to file an action in district court to give those costs into a judgment. We can't just place a lien on their property like other cities can do.
Questions, Commissioner?
Yeah. Yes, Chairman. Nate, this trailer house that's in the right of way that you talked about, the children in it. Is that on an off-road road, or is that on a main county road that's paved and they're sitting out in the right of way at the?
So it's not in the right of way. It was a parcel of land that was owned by a disabled veteran who hadn't been able to go to his property for a long period of time, and he had simply rented it out. And the guy that was renting the property went about pulling in a trailer home, violating some of the conditions of contract for deed, and installed an illegal septic system, and then that septic system was flowing on the surface and running into the county right away. And that's when we got involved with that. And we sent out notices. The problem is it was a tangled kind of a web, because the guy that was really creating a problem wasn't the owner, and he wasn't even a legitimate leaser, because he violated the tenets of the contract for deed. So it was really a problem, and no real firm way to solve the problem. And we sent out notices, and the owner wound up having to hire an attorney, and he was in a situation where he really didn't have a lot of disposable income, so he was going through the state of Wyoming's attorney office at the school, and we just didn't have a good method for even answering the questions of the neighbors as to why aren't you doing something about it. So that was the real problem. And we didn't have a significant good way, except we have a set of steps in our standard, in our septic regulations that allow us. Once again, it's a kind of a long, convoluted process to stop it. Ultimately, it was in the middle of winter. It was 25 degrees below zero, and they shut the water off. And ultimately, that issue went away, and now there's new ownership. System still was installed illegally and is still operating that way, so there's still a problem there.
And I think to more specifically answer your question, I think the issues been having in the rights of way for our county roads are various, as Billy described, and are these busy roads where people are stacking hay and and then the fire hydrant, the busy road as well.
North Second here.
That fire hydrant, that has to be a collapsible unit. I mean, if the car hits that thing, that has to be able to collapse. There's been the state law on that. If somebody hits it and you get cemented in, you're liable for that being there.
Right.
Okay, so. that-
We've got the county roads, if you just driving up and down them,
Right.
we've got issues
Everywhere.
everywhere. And the only way to get our arms around that is there's gotta be at least the beginnings of a process. Because Billy can go out there and threaten them all he wants, but if we don't have a real good method for backing up the threat,
Right.
then it just becomes an idle threat.
And they know
And
it.
it is safety, that's the real, like you said, the issue here is really public safety, especially the stuff, the things that are in the right of.
Commissioner.
So, Mr. Chairman. So in the right of way, is it impeding traffic? I mean, is it with the hay and stuff like that? Okay, well, then that's a problem. And then the other issue with that, with the post office and mailboxes. Is the post office placing these? I mean, telling them to place these in, or do they have a place to put the postal service can deliver to that?
So, we got to this point because we sat down and began rewriting that portion of the driveway and access
Okay.
regulations that Philly administers. And part of that, the new rewrite was to make people who want to have a post office or a box in the county right away have to build a place for the postal agent to pull off the road to be in a safe location. And in that process, and this was long before Nathan was even here, we were running into problems with how to require actions within the county right away. And it was at that time we started searching around and came up with the idea of trying to apply the nuisance regulation, because there's really nothing. Billy doesn't have a leg to stand on, and that turned out to be the only method that looked like it could fit into it. So this, in conjunction with the revisions to Billy's regulations, will ensure that. And then moving forward, if Billy has resources, or if we're reconstructing a road, then we've got the ability to force people to have
Move it back over.
all the post mailboxes gang in certain locations. So it gives him a lot more flexibility and authority for implementing safety within the right of way.
So first step is if this board agrees to it, then we start advertising the draft. And then after the 45-day comment period, we'll review it and have a hearing to put it in place. Commissioner, any questions?
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, so on access on the right of way, so in constructing an access on the right of way without a permit, how many of these do you think we have in the county?
Hundreds.
More than
That
100.
over the years that are in violation, they never got a permit. Is this intended to go back and look at those? Because this, people have been driving into their driveways for years and years and years. What is that? I mean, what's the intent here?
So that's something that is not really addressed in this. I mean, we send letters to people who have installed illegal, if we notice it, if they've installed something illegally. And if it's within a subdivision, we've got a hook, because we can we've got some more flexibility legally within the subdivision regulation. So if somebody's installed one within a subdivision, we go through the process of notice of violation, and we file that as a document against the title on their property, and they can't do much with their property with that in place. Whether that's legal or not, I think we may be stepping outside the bounds a little bit, but that's what we do. And apply that hook through the subdivision regulations. We don't really have anything outside of a subdivision, except the threatening letter that we send that says we are in violation of our regulations. And this does provide, at least going forward, $100 a day fine if they don't remove those additional access points. I think when the plans that have gone through the transportation department for road planning have all indicated that the county should use its planning process and access permits when reconstructing roads to minimize and eliminate additional access points. So whenever Billy is in a position to rebuild or do some reconstruction on a road, it's at that point that he can inform those people through the adoption of those plans that we have in place, that, hey, our plan says that we're supposed to reduce or eliminate additional access points that are a health and safety issue, and that provides him that opportunity. So I think those things are in place going forward. If there's reconstruction work going on a road, going back and solving those problems on for old things, I think is more problematic if we're not reconstructing.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
So I think, as it's currently written, it would apply to any existing access points. There could be a grandfather provision, but I think that gets tricky because I think you'd have to inventory everything and see what things are problematic and then grandfather in the ones that are okay. But all of this comes down to discretion. Nothing happens with this regulation unless the people, the county attorney or the planner or the transportation superintendent or the county health officer thinks there's a real problem. And then it comes before you all. So it's a time consuming process to go to place the whole problem. So I don't think it can be used willy-nilly. It's my legal term today. But
Here's true.
Yeah.
We have a road that's narrow, like take Country Acres where I live there. Pretty narrow, and there's a big ditch there. And I got to put my mailbox right next to the road, but that's where the mail lady wanted it at the time. But for her safety, it'd probably be better if I put it over on the culvert. If I change that, do I have to tell the post office I'm changing it, or what's the procedure there?
Get with the postmaster.
Okay,
Yep, before you move it, they'll give you deny or let you move your mailbox.
because it makes a traffic jam. She's
Right.
half in the road, half off.
Yep.
Two vehicles coming, they both have to go off the road. Get around.
Yep.
So I see it's a safety issue for her.
Yep.
I'd probably like to move it myself, just for that reason. But in the past, they asked us to put it there, so,
Right.
but if I want to change it, I need to give it to the postmaster.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
On number 7, keeping any manufactured home as vacant or in need of extensive repair. Why manufactured homes? Why not any home that falls into disrepair, causing the same issues? I mean, why single that
Or
out?
even camper.
It seems like there's kind of a class issue.
Yeah, and I think it's really how you categorize property.
Any,
So like it's a mobile home is personal property. It's not like what home that's fixed to the land. But I see your point.
so, Mr. Chairman, the example that comes to mind is the guys who started building the dang tree house down on Garfield. Of course, that was a city issue, but they didn't have any permits and they were just, I mean, this thing was a disaster. They finally tore it down. But it wasn't a manufactured home. It was just an atrocity. It wasn't safe or pass any kind of codes or anything, but I'm just wondering if you want to keep it more generic.
But I think that's a good suggestion.
Okay.
Really, this is
Yeah.
Up to you, I think the public,
Okay.
if this goes out, we'll hear a lot of feedback on various things.
And I think, and I expressed to Nathan, when I got a copy of this, that one, I'm thinking the assessor's office is gonna really struggle with that one, because we have hundreds of, mobile homes that are pulled on people's property that are used for storage or used for, keeping their animals. And similarly, there are lots of old homes, that are still on properties that are now used for storage or now used for place for animals or chickens or whatever. So I think that, like Nathan said, the willy-nilly thing is really where you get into this, because somebody's got to look at it, make a determination on whether this really meets the standards of a nuisance or whether it's just a thing.
Well, in the definition, when we go to section 7, it has to pose an unreasonable danger to public safety, welfare, or the environment. So that is an additional requirement. So if a trailer house is a mile from the road and nobody's out there, it's not a problem. That doesn't fit this. It has to be something that's positive.
Any further questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
I think we need to start somewhere because of the situations that we're seeing, it's not only safety, but endangerments, and it's not pretty situations. And although I've never been one to push buttons like that, I believe in what minimum, not to abuse it, that's what my own concern is. That it can be taken in further than what it needs to be taken. So, that's my own concern. I see definitely a need to proceed with this.
Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, Steve, have you showed this to, Tara? Yeah. Okay, it seems like maybe we, Mr. Chairman, be good to get this circulated around a little bit and talk about who this might affect inside the county and,
The sheriff.
maybe even law enforcement or anything. So, we can get a little time to do that. I think that'd be a good next step.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea if we share it amongst the outlying people, the public health nurse, or the health officer, the assessor, law enforcement, so on and so forth. That let them, maybe they have some wordsmithing that they'd like to do too, and we can add that, and we could look at this and come back next week. And if it meets this board's approval, then we will start our 45-day comment period. Yes.
One of the things we haven't looked at either, but I think the greatest avenue to take is the fact that we did an MOU with the tribes for the county roads on the reservation, but would this pertain to those roads also? But in that, I've always said, let's just vacate those roads and we don't have to worry about it, right? We vacate the roads that are within the reservation, which should be traveled anyways, then we won't have to go through all the mess of dealing with this with the tribes. Because that's gonna be a lot more headache.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
do you think that the tribe will move them off of the right of way? I mean,
No.
that's kind of dangerous. I mean,
You know why?
Why?
Because of sovereignty. They're gonna do what they wanna do. And to me, if a road is within the boundaries of a reservation, that's tribal land. Why do we as a county have to maintain it? Why do we have to be responsible for it? You go through all the nation of this great land of ours, and you go on a reservation, there is no county roads, ever. Just here, on the Wind River Reservation, we have county roads for some crazy reason. And in that, we need to vacate those roads, give them back to the tribes, let them be responsible for them, and then we won't have to worry about taking this to them and then battling them on this, because they're gonna battle us on this. They are. they're gonna say just vacate those roads to it, which we
can
want.
have this discussion later.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's gonna come up.
So I would suggest that we pass it amongst the elected officials and those that it would actually pertain to, and come back to us next week and we'll go from there.
All right, I'll take care of that.
Okay?
Could we send one of these, two copies there to the Page, Page's last name, she she worked with you down Gardensmore.
Huntsman?
Page,
Yeah, and the president of Gardensmore. So
Right.
they can comment on
Well, we'll have a comment
We'll
period
have a comment.
after we have the,
it. Okay,
We
the,
need to get this
yeah,
going.
get it fine tuned and then we'll have a comment period if this board chooses.
okay, I got you.
Okay? All right, thank you. Jim? Morning.
And it's out, I got a couple of things to talk with you today about. Uh,
You. Me.
Right, what I just handed out is, the first thing I would like to cover is, our annual memo from my office to the Board of County Commissioners about warrants to be canceled. Per Wyoming statute, once a year, at the beginning of December, we cancel all warrants that are more than 12 months old. So these are, warrants that we've issued that haven't been cashed, essentially. So, at the bottom of the first page of this memo, you'll see a list of what it is. The first three of them are actually, have to do with the museum. But since they use our warrant account, for paying their bills, those are gonna be included in that. And then the following ones that have the larger warrant numbers, beginning 181226 for Dawson Lane, through the end, those are county warrants that we want to cancel. When we talk about canceling county warrants, we're not like, what we'll do is we'll take those off of our outstanding checklist. These are over 6 months old, so people should not be able to present the warrant for payment now. It should be rejected anyway. However, it does move into our unclaimed property process. We'll be contacting all of these people, letting them know that we have money available to them. And if they would like to fill out some paperwork, we can reissue a check to them. So, any questions on that? For the statute, this needs to just be entered into the minutes of the regular meeting, and I do the rest of it across the hall.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, topic number 2 is I need to replace somebody. Our loss is planning's gain. One of my employees moved up to the planning department, take over for Cheryl's position. So she started up there yesterday, actually full time. So I have an open position that I'd like to fill as soon as possible. Granted, it probably won't be until January. That position is budgeted at $39,400 per year. It's a full-time position, plus benefits on everything. So, as you know, we've cut one position out of our office already. So I really can't function without filling this position as soon as possible.
What is that position?
It's a motor vehicle property tax clerk 1 position.
Commissioners, questions? No questions?
Hmm.
It's your pleasure.
Mr. Chairman, I move that, we approve Jim to, advertise to refill that position of motor vehicle, property tax, clerk one position, not to exceed the amount of $39,400.
Okay.
Been moved and seconded to approve the rehiring a position for the motor vehicle property tax clerk, lot number one, not to exceed $39,400. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Then I just thought I'd take a moment, since I'm here, to just kind of give an overview where we are at with some major revenues in the county right now. So I've been crunching through some numbers. The ones I tend to lean towards and pay a lot of attention to would be our property tax collections, sales and use tax. Of course, things like state assistance, gasoline tax, special fuels taxes, those types of things. So our property taxes, right now, we have collected for the general fund just a little over $2.2 million. That includes the collection that we just got done with through the end of November, which totaled about 1.8 million. So you can see that was a big jump for November. We do have mail that is yet to be processed, so there's definitely more property tax coming. Also included with that is our mineral taxes. So without getting too far into the weeds, every September we go through a mineral true up where we take all of the estimated payments that came in the prior year, using an assumed mill levy, and compare it to the actual bills that were processed using our approved mill levy. Our mill levy increased, so we've got mineral companies that have through basically the end of December to make up that difference. So I expect we'll see another little bump in mineral money through December as those payments continue to come in. So we're not far off track of where we would expect to be at this time. Sales and use tax, we had anticipated $5.7 million for the year to date, which is through October. We are just shy of $2.7 million. So we're actually running higher than what we had anticipated on our sales tax that goes into the general fund, which is our portion of the 4% of the sales tax. We also have the local option 1% tax for infrastructure. We anticipated $4,264,000 so far this year. We've collected $2,026,000. So again, we're kind of ahead of schedule through October. So those things are looking okay there. Gasoline taxes. Get to the right place on my page here. So we have gasoline tax and special fuels tax, or diesel tax, essentially. That is a dedicated revenue that goes into our transportation department. We anticipated $766,000 in gasoline tax. We've gotten $285,000 so far yet this year. So we're pretty much right on target for that one. For special fuels, diesel tax, $1.2 million is what we anticipated. We're at $463,000 so far this year through October. Again, pretty much right on target. There's also a gasoline tax that goes into the road construction fund. And for some reason, that one's running a little bit light. We were expecting $1,062,000 to go into the road construction fund, and that one is at $384,000. So we're right now projecting about a $26,000 below budget revenue on that one. Any questions on those? I guess some other big ones. Well, I'll stop. Are there any questions on those?
Any questions on those taxes?
Mm.
I think the road construction fund is lower because the price of fuel has dropped.
It shouldn't be, because it should be based off of volume, because it's a tax on each gallon of gas, not the not a percentage of the
Right.
price. Yeah. So, I mean, on some level, you would assume that there's a correlation if prices increase, perhaps usage is gonna go down if you've got, discretionary travel that you're just not going to do. But it really should not change as dramatically as assuming usage stays and people don't buy electric vehicles. But
Questions? No question.
just a couple other ones I wanted to talk about, PILT. We received PILT at the very end of last year, and that's typically what we do. We get that in May or June of each fiscal year. So this year, we're anticipating $3.17 million for PILT. My expectation is that will be fully funded. We got slightly higher PILT than we were anticipating last year, so we'll continue to assume, that's not necessarily a good thing, but continue to assume that Congress will do what they say they shall do and continue to fund that. On the flip side, we have the Secure Rural Schools, which is still lingering in Congress. I was just looking at that just the other day, and so I pulled it back up. So there is a bill to reinstate the Secure Rural Schools Act. That one passed the Senate. Let me see, when did that happen? It passed the Senate in June of 25 and sent to the House, and it is currently sitting on a desk at the U.S. House. So that one, if you recall, that helps fund wildfire prevention, search and rescue, and also continues to help our roads, for snow removal and things like that. So, any questions on those?
Questions, Commissioner?
Mr. Chairman, what was the SRS amount? From the previous?
From previous year, typically what we would see coming into to the general fund was about $535,000. Overall, the total amount we would receive, part of which gets distributed to schools, was about $730,000. And one last thing I just wanted to say, so this is a plate year, which means we are doing a whole bunch of license plates and doing a lot of mailing. Of course, the mail costs just keep going up and up and up. And so, thankfully, I listened to a couple of my constituents in other counties, or not constituents, or my peers in other counties, other county treasurers. And they turned me on to a slightly less expensive way of shipping. It's all through the post office, but we're able to print our labels here, do everything like that. I had to spend a little bit of money to get label printers for all of my clerks. So we started that in July through December 2nd, as far as the data that I have so far today. By using this online version, we've saved about $10,000 on postage in 5 months. So that's good. That's very good. That definitely has paid for the cost that we've had to do. So the next thing I'm beginning to look a little closer at is getting some barcode scanners and putting barcodes on they already are on our coupons for property tax. We did that sort of preemptively, but also getting them onto motor vehicle with the intent of that being able to save time, save keying errors, trying to put in bins or property tax numbers and things like that, just to be able to scan it, have the record come up, and just try to increase efficiency for processing mail or people coming to our counter. So
Great.
that's kind of what's going on in my world.
Okay, well, thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely.
That's a busy world.
It is.
Well, you might as well get through this. We'll take a break, and we'll have a judgment after this.
Morning, Chairman.
You're moving her sound like sore. Yeah, I'm sorry.
still here.
Oh. All right.
So, what, I'm here for is to have a mutual aid agreement signed, with the city of Riverton, and specifically, Central Wyoming Regional Airport, to, store our three, mass casualty medical trailers, in their perimeter, secure perimeter fencing. And what I'll just present to you, I'll pass these around. This is where they currently are now, or were. And then this is where we will have them, or we currently do. I moved them after the city signed the mutual aid agreement in anticipation of a cooperative with us. I was afraid they'd get snowed in. I would get them out. So the purpose of this move for storage and our storage of our mass casualty trailers obviously is easier access, as you can see by the photos.
How can you put MC1 in the middle and you put 2 and 3 on the other side?
They should be. Right.
No, I just joke.
Okay. So let's say, wow, I thought I looked.
That's great things.
But anyway, so the mutual aid agreement is free of charge to store them up there. And one of the other reasons is all of our emergency services in the county have access to that secure area of the airport, fire, law enforcement, and EMS. So that if there is a mass casualty event, you know, if there's an airline event up there, they're already there. If we have a semi hit a school bus, you know, anybody can hook up to those and take them to the scene. And it is relatively centrally located, that area. So we would never have to worry about them being blocked in, as you've seen in the photos. And we used ARPA money to stock those trailers recently. And so they are ready to go. We have combination locks on the trailers, and I won't tell you what the combinations are here in a public meeting, but so all of our emergency services will have access to them, and the airport will keep that area clean of snow, and they won't block it with any other equipment. And so it's a very simple mutual aid agreement. I don't know if you had an opportunity to read it from the file, but this is the original, Chairman. If the commission is in agreement with, and it's free of charge for us.
That's when they first came out and started about charging, talking about charging this, and I thought,
Yeah, that, you know, there was just a little bit of confusion. There are organizations for profit up there that they do charge for, but after they hashed out, this is a emergency services for the entire county. They unanimously voted to allow us to store them there.
questions, Commissioner? What's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve memorandum of understanding between Fremont County Management and Emergency Management and City of Riverton for the storage of the mass casualty medical trailers.
Okay.
Been moved and seconded to approve this memorandum of understanding as outlined in the motion. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Okay.
Sorry, I just make your blood pressure.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Anything else
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
before we break? Okay, we will take a break and then we will go into executive session for potential litigation personnel. with John Haberlin.
Yeah. Where is he?
Harmony. Did you say Harmony? Harmony.
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 H-A-R.
Started saying this.
Yeah. Yeah,
There you go.
Harberlin.
Learn something every
Here
day.
comes John.
John. Ready, Joe? You're
Okay,
As far as bumping Vinny up at the jail, we're putting him into Jay's position. We'll start him out at the lower end of that. At 45.
and he will be the assistant,
He will be the supervisor now.
he'll be the supervisor. So Jay's gonna move over
Jay's
here.
Over here, so Jay took my position, and then Vinny will be right under Jay as far as supervision goes.
Okay. All right,
Then he will supervise the new employee down there, which will basically be custodial. Like me.
okay. Okay, we already made the changes to yours and Jay's.
Yes.
Okay. Questions? And then will you come back to us and ask us to hire a position that Vinny is taking over? I mean, that it's leaving?
Yeah, I asked her that one.
We did.
Oh, okay.
Going to.
Never mind.
No, you're good.
Okay. Any further questions? What's your question?
So moved to make the change that John just recommended. Spit it all out.
Second.
We moved and seconded to move Vinny up to 45.5, and he will be the supervisor in the detention center. Further discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
I'm gonna head to Riverton shortly.
Yeah.
Get that for you.
Oh, you got a meeting today?
Mr. Chairman, we have actually Commissioner Wilson and I are heading over for our kickoff for the corner building. We're meeting with the architect and Aaron and John and kind of laying out what our last plan was and make sure we're get her squared away so she can start the design process and bidding and all that.
Perfect.
That's perfect. I don't think we actually did that he can, hire the one, take Vinny's place at 39.3. Cause then we started into the
Oh,
next one, so
okay,
if we could just add that to that
okay.
motion.
Move to approve the replacement of many. That's why it's open.
second,
At 39,000.
Yeah,
39.3.
not to exceed, yeah.
that's what she.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
So
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
so
Yeah.
I'll take care of the paperwork, get and sign
Okay.
it, then to you, and then to Vinny.
Okay, I gotta go quick.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's good starting today. For yesterday.
Commissioner Wilson and I, we've been down there, would like a trade, and I found a trade for you.
Okay. I'm gonna do
If she can take the corners, I'll take Cass and JPC.
it December 1st.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I think I'll do work on it.
Yep, okay. I'm gonna be here.
Okay.
What was that?
Trade cast and JTC
Just
that
hope you and Vinny
Jennifer
can sign
has.
it, and then to Jay.
give them to Clarence and
Okay.
Jennifer will take corner. Oh, I see.
Liaison,
Liaisons.
We're doing that in,
We're gonna change in January anyway.
we're doing it in January, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for now,
Oh, we're
Don't
changing
make
for
it-
now
Make
because
that
he's-
effective immediate.
yeah, he knows.
So
Okay.
your corner or she's corner?
she's gonna be
I'm gonna be
corner now.
coroner.
Okay.
She gets a lot better than I do.
Okay. With that, we need to go into executive session for personnel and
So moved.
potential litigation.
So look,
Second,
Been moved and seconded to go into executive session. All those in favor?
I.
All right.
Opposed? We'll go into executive. Any kind of motions to be?
I didn't know what it was, so I was just part of that ambulance thing, maybe you'd be aware.
Yeah.
Motion to, make our, fair board membership go from 7 to 5 members, starting January first.
Been moved and seconded to reduce the size of fair board itself from 7 members to 5. Further discussion. Effective January 1st. Further discussion. All those in favor? Motion passed. Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, I have provided the commission with a letter that I'd like to send on the commission's behalf to the Fair Board. Outlining a better way to approach personnel practices, especially relative to their current situation with their director.
HR.
So anyway, yeah, HR practices. So move that we, as a board, support that, send that to the fair.
Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Also, and ask them not to take any further action until we can meet with them face to face. Or meet with them face to face.
That's really good.
Yep.
Second. All right. We had a motion, the first and the second to forward with some discussion about having talks with Fair Board and asking them to hold off on any actions until this board or members of this board meet with them soon. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Recap.
With, Mitch Benson to get him on schedule for next week. And,
Should she do something to let Courtney know that we're going to?
Yeah, yes, she calls them. Yeah, oh,
Because we have no other.
and this is the board is going to downsize. That they're doing. There's no need to be. Okay, commissioners, anything further?
I'd have to change our draft, Chairman.
Yeah. Commissioners,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We are adjourned.
Yay.
Yeah. Make my life possible. All right.
Oh, we did 11?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's almost 12.
I know.